I want to tell you about a bad experience I had recently with an eBay buyer. This lady was basically trying to double dip from my bank account, buying this broken laptop from me. Now, she's not the obvious scammer. She's not the person that, has zero feedback and, gets the package in and said, there's nothing in the package, it's completely empty when you sent it. Or replace their broken crap and send it in back to you and then switch it out with your good stuff and saying, hey, this was your crap, right? And then you have to give a full refund and you have to pay shipping both ways. I'm not talking about the obvious scammer. This lady has been on the platform for over 15 years. She's got over 2,000 feedback. But this is the person I like to say is the double dipper. They pay for something and then they try to get more from you afterwards. We've all seen it, right? She's not the person that opens up a case necessarily because she's, been slapped on the hand for doing so. Now, if you're new on the platform, I'm not. I've been on the platform for over 20 years. In a situation like this, I would just give a lot of times I would just give a full refund back. Or say, well, what can I do to make things right, right? We know that term on eBay. Let me make things right. Let me give you, what can I do? Can I give you a full, a half a refund, whatever? No, I did not take the bait. And if you're a new seller on this platform, I don't want you to take the bait either. Okay, I want you to know that your value as a seller, that you have value too. What you're doing in your time is worth something too. So I don't want you to bend over backwards. I want you to think smart. So, I would give a full refund at the beginning. Not anymore. I'm not that person. So I played her game. I went along, and I didn't take the bait. Okay? And I won at the end, and I'll tell you how I won at the very end. So she buys my broken laptop. It's an i7 laptop, shattered screen, untested, all this stuff for $169. You think, well, that's a lot of money for a broken laptop. Well, it's an i7 chip that's inside of it. And if you know anything about, post-pandemic, there's a shortage. There's a bottleneck on cars and laptops and computers and chips. And so there's been a shortage because manufacturing has come to a complete stop the last 3 years because of the pandemic. So people are wanting these old broken laptops so they can fix up, repair, whatever. Okay, so if you have anything in your home like broken laptops, dust it off and try to resell it because there is a demand for them, broken or used. So I put this listing and I'm very detailed. You can see all the pictures I have on the listing, right? I put 4 parts of repair. It's obviously broken. So if we go further down in the description of my listing here, you could say it says this laptop is broken. I purchased from a swap meet, so everything is untested other than turning it on. Obviously the screen is broken. I go on to say it's got 16 gigs of chips, 2 chips of 8 gigs. And then this is very important. I say I make no guarantees. If anything is working inside, sale is for an experienced tech, so it is being sold as is with no returns, okay? So I basically say on here that it's for parts and repair. I make no guarantees inside and out. So I noticed it took her a couple of days. It went to Miami. And it took for a couple of days for her to pick it up. And I thought, well, that's strange. So it was like a week after I shipped it out. And then I didn't hear anything for like 3 weeks, okay? So I think, okay, I'm all in the clear. She's happy with the laptop, whatever. So almost a month till the day after I sold it, I get this message, okay? Hi, dear. You said I purchased from a swap meet, so everything is untested other than turning it on. Obviously, the screen is broken, blah, blah, blah. And then she puts, but this no power on. Okay. A couple of things, alarm, catch me off guard here. Like I said, she's got over 2,000 feedback, which is good. She starts out with hi, dear. Now, this is a little bit of a trigger for me, and I'll tell you why. Because I've gotten thousands of emails from scammers from Nigeria, from overseas. And they always start the letter with "Hi, dear." Okay, this is basically what they do to manipulate, old senior citizens in the U.S. For retirement, and they try to basically wipe out their whole bank accounts. They're basically in cubicles in the Caribbean or Nigeria or India or wherever, and they just they scam people. So that automatically pissed me off a little bit just by hearing idea. And so obviously English is not their native tongue, and they don't realize dear is just basically the introduction in the U.S. or Britain or whatever. It's an introduction, like it's a formal way of saying hello. They think a lot of people think it means, if English not being their native tongue, they think it means that you're calling them dear, like it's some kind of romantic thing, right? So that kind of triggered me a little bit. And then she puts, but this no power on. So she's got broken English. There's not a problem with that. I have no problem with that. But that did trigger me a little bit. And I thought, well, I've sold it to someone from the United States, right? I'm like, well, this seems like it's out of the United States, but I sold it to someone from Miami. I later find out it's basically an export company that she had to deliver to wherever she lives. I don't know where she lives, right? And that's the reason that it took so long to get to her. Okay, so automatically I'm like, okay, why aren't you're a tech, why aren't you being more detailed? Why don't you give me some information on what's going on in the computer? Why isn't it turning on? You're a tech. I'm not the tech. I know a little bit about computers, but not a lot. Why is it turning on? What's your problem? And and more important, what are you wanting, right? So I don't take the bait. I'm not saying like, oh, what can I do for you? So I say, hi, thank you so much for your business. When I press the power button, I can't see anything past turning it on because the screen is broken. I also state what you see in the pictures is what you get. I make no guarantees if anything is working. Sale is for an experienced tech. I've been selling on eBay since '99, and I make my ads pretty thorough. I'm not exactly sure what you're asking, but I left my phone number in the package if you want to call me, which I do. I leave my phone number in the packages, right? So a day goes by, and I'm thinking, so I didn't take the bait, like, what can I do for you? Now, when I did push the power cord on, a light did come on. But it's possible the motherboard didn't come on, right? And maybe she was thinking that the motherboard would come on. I don't know. But I did see light behind the broken screen, okay? All right, so she writes me back eventually a day later. Now, keep in mind, I'm looking at the calendar. Okay, you got protections as a seller on your bank account, eBay, PayPal, whatever. If the moment that they receive the item is past 30 days, they get less rights and you have more rights as a seller. If it's before 30 days, then she can just open up a return, and I have to find some way to get the computer back, right? So I'm thinking, okay, I'm looking at that calendar, but guess what? It's only from when they receive the item. So it was at her carrier for like 3-4 days. So it still had only been like 25 days since she received it. It's not when they pay that the 30-day clock goes. It's when they receive it. So I'm looking at that calendar. I'm thinking, darn, right? All right. Then she replies, hello, friend. Correct. But you said that it turned on. I'm a technician, and it doesn't turn on. I bought it believing in what you said. Okay, so she's baiting, right? She's baiting for a refund. Maybe she wants a full refund. I don't know. But I'm thinking, okay, what do you want? What do you want from me? You're not asking for a refund. You want me you want sky's the limit. Maybe I'll just give you a full refund. Okay. So automatically she didn't open up a case. So I'm thinking, okay, she's played this game before. She's baiting a refund, and this is a side business of hers. Not only does she get the item, but she's trying to basically double dip from your bank account. Okay? So I'm not taking the bait. So this is what I say. All right? Hi. You are interpreting what I said as past turning it on. For being turned on, I clarify in the ad that everything was untested and anything could be broken, including the motherboard, etc. I stated I make no guarantees of anything working inside. In order for something to turn on, something has to be working inside. You are a technician. You are the technician. What was the diagnosis when you tested the motherboard, the RAM, the i7 chip, etc.? What exactly are you asking from me now? So I threw it back to her. Now, guys, listen. Even if the computer doesn't turn on, I've looked at this particular model number. The i7 chip, if it is working, is worth $60-$70. The palm rest of this computer sells for over $100. It's got two 8 gigabit chips, laptop chips. those chips of 8 gigabytes a piece are worth $20, $30 a piece, okay? So she's, even if the laptop doesn't turn on, she's made her $169. I know that for a fact, but she's basically double dipping. This is her way of doing business, okay? So as you see here, I didn't take the bait. I'm not suggesting a refund. I'm throwing it back at her, okay? And then this is the magic word. Hi, dear. A discount? Now, I understand that English might not be her native tongue. However, she's the technician. How come she's not answering my questions? How come she's not saying, okay, well, the reason the motherboard's not working is because there's water on the motherboard. There's corrosion. There's this, that. No. I'm assuming she's happy what she got and she was able to get it fixed. That's my opinion. She was able to use it for parts for the i7 chip, the 2 8 gigs of big RAM. She's able to use it. She's basically using this as another source of business. So she's not communicating with me. So she's just saying, discount? Okay. This is a way of her doing business. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, how come she just doesn't open up a case and try to manipulate you that way? Maybe she's going to try to open up a case and get eBay involved, right? The reason is because she's got over 2,000 feedback, close to 3,000. She's done this before. And if you know anything about eBay, if you do this too much and you actually open up cases on too many sellers, eBay gives you a warning. eBay will give you a warning and say, you're doing this too much. There's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with your way of doing business. So she's known this. eBay has given her a slap on the hand. However, if you just give them a refund through the merchant, through the credit card, whatever, then it doesn't raise any red flags. They get part of the money back, and their account's still good. It doesn't get flagged unless they open up a case or too many cases. So she knows what she's doing. That's why she didn't open up a case. Second of all, if she is overseas, which she is overseas, it's going to be difficult for her. Anyway, I'll get back to that to the next message, okay? So basically, she's trying to get a refund from me. And then I don't take the bait, guys. So this is what I say. Hi. Oh. After this message, I didn't answer for 4 or 5 days, which is untypical of me. I usually respond immediately. But after she said, hi, discount, I didn't respond for 3 or 4 days. Guess why? I was waiting till that 30 days, calendar days ran after she received the laptop. I was waiting for that, and it did. So on the very day that it was 30 days since she received the laptop in Miami, then I wrote back. This is like days later, like 4 or 5 days later. But the reason I did respond and then just didn't leave it, because if she did leave me a negative feedback, then she could say, oh, he's not responding to eBay messages. That would actually be a valid reason to give me negative feedback. And then eBay would not remove the negative. So I was trying to bait her, but I was giving her the 30-day calendar. So then after the 30 days, after she got it, I said, hi, were you able to repair the computer? Or what are you doing with it? I feel like my ad was pretty thorough and clear, but I'd understand that you might have a different opinion. Maybe try asking eBay to step in and decide if you are wanting to return it. Hope you have a blessed rest of your week. So I was manipulating her to a point. Basically, I'm saying, okay, I'm playing your game. I don't offer partial discounts. If you want to get eBay to step in, I don't agree with you, but maybe they'll be on your side. So if you want to return this i7 laptop that I obviously know you want, go ahead and return it, the whole thing. So that's tip number 2 if you're a new seller. Don't give in and don't offer partial refunds unless you know that you're at fault. If you know you're at fault, that's fine if you want to do business that way. I wasn't going to give my $169 away. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to take your bait. I ain't giving you a partial refund. And if you want to return it, you'll have to return it. Now, here's the tricky thing. If you ship by global shipping or if you ship international, then it's your responsibility to get the item back to you, and that's very difficult to do because you're not under the same, USPS, Postal Service, UPS. So to get it back, you have to go through customs or DHL. It's very difficult to do, and a lot of sellers are just like, I'm just going to give them a refund. But I knew since it was shipped to Miami it was her responsibility to ship it from the United States back to me, who I'm in the United States. So I knew it wasn't easy for her, right? So I took the bait. I didn't take the bait. I said, okay, you ship it back to me. Obviously, she wanted to keep the laptop. Obviously, she got a good value, good deal, and that's why she was not opening up a case and wanting to return it. So I put it back on her court. Now, she makes a big mistake here, because this is what she puts, okay? Fran, I live outside the United States. Not my problem. And returning is very expensive. It is complicated when a seller says one thing, but when we receive the product, we see another. In short, I will be neutral in my rating. She didn't say that right. I will be neutral. She didn't say negative. She said neutral. That's it. I won. Okay, and here's 2 reasons why I won. I got to keep my $169. And number 2, if she decided to leave me a negative feedback, I'll get it removed. I'll call up eBay and get it removed. Because when she says, I will leave neutral in my rating, it doesn't matter if she said neutral or positive or negative or whatever. Automatically, that's considered feedback extortion. Even if she says neutral, whatever. That's feedback extortion. You can't do that. So I got another, I think 4 days before 2 months. They got 2 months to leave a feedback when they buy. 2 months from when they buy to leave you a feedback, whether it be positive or negative. And guess what? It's about 5 days, right? Now, she hasn't left any feedback, negative or neutral. She might get trigger happy and say, I'm pissed off at this guy. He didn't play with my bull. He didn't take the bait. So I'm going to leave him a negative. Okay. It's possible she might do that in the next 5 days. If she leaves a neutral, I ain't going to care. I don't care about neutrals. It doesn't affect your 100%. And I do have 100% feedback, positive feedback. If she leaves a neutral, I ain't going to care. However, if she leaves me a neutral or a negative, I will be making a follow-up feedback on her. Now, of course, I left a positive feedback when she bought. If she does do that, if she decides to leave a neutral or a negative, I will leave a follow-up feedback, and it will be on her feedback list. It's like 2 pages down because she's bought since then. If she does that, I will put a follow-up feedback, and yes, it looks positive, but I will say, beware, this buyer tries to manipulate their sellers in order to make more money after the sale. Do not play her game and refuse to refund. Make her send it back. And that's what I'll leave if she does that again. I don't care, because people need to be aware. As of right now, I'm just going to let, things just settle and not do any follow-up unless she does something. Okay. So, again, there's some valuable lessons here. If you're a new seller, seller on this platform, do not take the bait from people that are trying to scam you or trying to take money after the fact. All right. Thanks for watching.